Hello everyone, this is Sasuke of Flames coming at you with another Dragon Ball video. Today's topic is going to be if future Trunks did more harm than good by returning for a second time. Now there could be no doubt him coming back the first time was very helpful and made a huge difference. There's also some things that he did that didn't really matter at all. What did matter when he came back the first time is obviously he gave Goku his medicine to make sure he didn't get the heart virus and did not die. That made a huge difference. He was also able to warn all the Z fighters about the coming androids so they would know, so they wouldn't die as well. And they were able to train, prepare, and get ready. Now, him actually killing Frieza and King Cold ultimately didn't matter whatsoever because he did the same thing in the future. He was able to get back in time by using instant transmission or what have you to take care of him. So he didn't really have to do that. He didn't have to reveal himself as he said himself. So the positive things were obviously, as I said, him taking care of Goku, giving him the medicine, so Goku survived. Now, the tricky part comes when he comes back a second time, because there wasn't really much need for him once he came back a second time, because when he returned, he seemingly returned late, because if he had turned on time before they actually met up with the androids and everything else and stuff like that, there wouldn't be much issue. If he would have come back before they met Dr. Gero and Android 19, he would have been in the loop and wouldn't have freaked out about it, and he could have said right away, "Hey, wait, these are not the same ones I remember. It's a young boy and a young girl," and actually explain what they look like. And which is another thing. I don't get why he never said what they look like. He just said they were powerful, this and that, explained what happens in the future, but gave no real description on what they look like until it was way too late. And they had actually already seen them. So by that point, it was pretty mute. If he had shown up on time, there would be no problems. All that stuff would have been explained right then and there. And later on, it wouldn't have come up to be an issue, and they would have been able to prepare better as well. Secondly, is the fact that since he did come back later than usual, all the fights had already started, so when he actually got to the fight, he interrupted what was already going on and caused chaos. And that ensuing fact, it also led to, what was it, Bulma's craft getting shot down. That also created an issue that allowed for Dr. Gero to get away and move towards his lab in the first place. And also by Trunks trying to explain the fact that you had those weren't the original androids that he knew. And that was a shocking thing because he was like, "I don't know who those are." And this was right around the point where Vegeta and Piccolo had put Dr. Gero into a corner. They were ready and willing, especially Piccolo right at that time, were ready to dispose of Dr. Gero. But that interruption, that late interruption, allowed him to recover himself, come up with a plan, and get out of there quickly. And he was able to buy time, get all the way back to his lab, and inevitably actually have Android 17, 18, and 16 all come back and be activated. Therefore, also leading to Cell coming about. And the fact that he went back in time was going to go back in time again led to Cell being able to get access to the time machine in that unseen future so that he could come back and cause all the trouble in the first place for them. So if he hadn't been ready to go back after he defeated the androids in his own time, that would have never been an issue to begin with. And you also have
when he trained with Vegeta. That him coming back for that didn't really help that either, because when they both went in, it gave him a partner, but they didn't. As far as we know, they didn't train together. They were both in there, but they were completely separate. And while doing that, that didn't create any help whatsoever. And if you go into the fight when they both came in, that didn't help either. Him trying to keep Vegeta from letting Cell absorb Android 18, while it was a good effort, it still happened. So him being there again made no difference. And even once Vegeta got knocked out, he had some offense, but he stupidly kept bulking up, and was defeated. So he didn't have much effect there. And once we got to the tournament, the Cell games, he wasn't able to do too much there either. All he ended up doing was held off on his own for one of the Cell Juniors, and then ended up getting killed, which gave Vegeta a rage boost, but it wasn't enough to really do anything against Cell. So that, so if you really look at it, the second time that Trunks came back, there was really no reason for him to come back. He didn't really help all that much the second time. If anything, he was a huge detriment that allowed for Android 17 and 18 to come back. And not come back. He allowed them to be activated in the first place by causing all the distractions and confusion, and allowing Dr. Gero to actually activate him in the first place. Now, I'm not opposed to future Trunks coming back a second time. The problem is that when he came back later than he should have. I don't know what the problem was in his timings, but he should have already known when to come back. So he should have come back earlier, so he was with them when they first went to approach and look for the androids. If he had done that, that would have gotten rid of all the confusion, and he would have been a way bigger help, and we probably would have never run into 17 and 18, because they wouldn't have been activated, because Piccolo and them would have taken care of them right then and there. You would have still had to worry about Cell, but they would have been in a better place, because 17 and 18 could have never happened, and Piccolo could have always fused with Kami and taken care of Imperfect Cell. So that solves all those problems. There could be other problems that can create it from that going forward, but overall, Future Trunks really screwed the pooch with his bad timing and all his distractions on the second thing. So overall, I have to say, Future Trunks has always been one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z characters, but he really just became really whiny and just wasn't very helpful at all or useful in his second stint in the series of coming back. So my solution, like I said, was just coming back earlier, or letting them know what the androids actually look like, and all that stuff could have been gotten around and avoided, and everything would have gone a lot smoother. Well, anyway, that's all my big rant on that. If you like this video, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, or want to watch any of my Let's Plays, I do horror, I do funny games, I do like kind of survival games, just anything that I see that I like, I do. You can look on my channel's playlist. I'm constantly uploading new content, and I put up Dragon Ball content every so often when I can think of something that I actually want to talk about. You can subscribe to see all that content, or just comment down below with any questions or anything you have toward this video or my way of thinking, as well as content you might want to see in the future. I also have an Ask FM where you can ask me any questions like that you want as well. You can look in the box below, and you will actually be able to link to my Ask FM and ask anything you like. But for now, that's going to be all, and I will see you in the next episode.